I'm meteorologist Dan Tomaso. Yet another busy afternoon of weather here in the Midstate. This time around, very slow-moving showers and thunderstorms, but more numerous than the last couple of days, even going back to last week, more numerous than some of those opportunities for rain. So I'm keeping tabs of the latest from the National Weather Service, but also from reports we're getting on social media. So if you have any flash flooding reports, even if it's basement flooding or water on your property, we would like to hear from you because it gives us some ground truth of what's coming from radar. But first things first, every area in green here is under a flash flood watch through tonight. Unfortunately, we do have one flash flood warning already for southeastern Dauphin, southwestern Lebanon County, northwestern Lancaster County. It's all as we're getting a convergence of flow from the west and very slow-moving flow from the southeast. And it's really that point in between that showers and storms will develop, create some very heavy rain, and not move very quickly. So we're right in the crosshairs right now, seeing that developing here across central Pennsylvania. Heaviest rain so far for today locally has been in parts of northwestern Lancaster County, including the E-Town area, also on the border of Franklin and Cumberland counties. Central Dauphin County earlier this afternoon did have a very slow-moving cluster of showers and thunderstorms, and some basement flooding reported via the National Weather Service in Thompsontown, Juniata County. So those are the areas so far. We unfortunately expect that list to expand as we go into the afternoon and evening. But right now, what is of concern is this very slow cluster of showers and storms over northwestern Lancaster County that's not moving a whole lot. It is extending into southern and central parts of Lebanon County, far southeastern Dauphin County getting clipped by this. Also to the west, this whole blob of rain which formed over the mountains and is slowly progressing eastward. So both this cluster and this cluster are going to be the highlight over the next couple of hours, but really what I expect is an expansion of more heavy rain centered right over top of the Susquehanna River Valley. So it's not anywhere close to being over at this point. The speeds of these showers and storms are extremely slow. There's also a very, very isolated threat of some gusty winds because the core of these storms get to be so water-loaded and heavy that they tend to descend quickly out of the strongest storms themselves. So flooding is likely the biggest issue, at least some flash flooding concerns, but then secondarily we do have to watch for some high wind gusts. So let me start pointing out some towns here in the heavy rain that's happening now over parts of Upper Lawn, Fontana, southern side of Hershey, Deodate in Dauphin County, Schaeferstown, Mount Gretna, Brickerville, Elstonville, Manheim, Brunerville, Mount Joy looks like they're getting hit pretty hard at the moment, so really good cell right there with some lightning, some heavy rain just off of 772 and Route 23 to the north of Route 23. That's that area. Columbia also getting some heavy rain, and now that rain beginning to extend back into York County. So this kind of proves my point that you give this enough time and we're seeing more of an expansion of some pockets of heavy rain. Then there's this line which is weakening in terms of lightning, but still a lot of heavy rain from parts of Mifflin, Juniata, Perry into northern Franklin and far eastern Fulton counties. That's the line itself, and notice there is some clearing off to the west, so if we can kind of push this whole thing along with a little bit more of a westerly push throughout the afternoon, there is some drier weather here. It just is going to take a long time to get to that point. So again, heavy rain will continue here for a good part of the afternoon into the evening. Here's a live view of Middletown. What is rather interesting, and it happened here at the station, uptown Harrisburg, you get some pockets of heavy rain, and you could get a quick inch, maybe 2 inches of rain, and then all of a sudden the sun comes back out, and things begin to dry up again. And unfortunately, once the sun comes back out, that helps to reignite showers and storms. Looks like E-Town now getting a little bit of a break, but our own meteorologist, Brett Thacker, was just showing me some of the issues in his backyard, and water just kind of free-flowing downhill into what looks like a small creek that's not normally there. So again, depending on where you are, these rainfall rates can be quite intense. Low visibility here in Manheim as heavy rain is ongoing. Same thing in Lidditz. Again, not great conditions to be out and about at the moment, so this will be affecting the evening commute as well. Current temperatures, we are near 80 degrees in Harrisburg, Lebanon, Lancaster. Upper 80s into Gettysburg, mid 80s in Chambersburg. So there's still fuel out there for showers and storms, and humidity is up as well. So low to mid 70s for dew points. It is a mess here in Precision Cast through at least 5, 6 o'clock this evening, possibly even longer. So expect through the first part of this evening to be a mess in terms of scattered showers and storms, and might as well not call them showers at this point. They are downpours and very heavy ones at that. Tonight will be quieter, and tomorrow all things point to a relatively quiet day. We start with cloud cover, and things start to improve as we head closer to the afternoon and evening in terms of lower shower and thunderstorm chances. So starting cloudy, getting some sunshine, but holding off showers and storms. According to PrecisionCast, Wednesday during the day should be mostly dry too, but it's the evening hours and overnight that some additional showers and storms likely blow through. So here's the issue today. The highest rain totals could easily exceed 2 or 3 inches, and if that happens in an hour or two, that will cause localized flash flooding. So if a flash flood warning is issued and you're seeing it on your phone, that likely means flash flooding is already happening. So that is something you want to take seriously. Again, we've had water rescues over the last couple of weeks, people trying to drive through flooded roadways. Not a good idea. Now's the time to use common sense. This is your warning ahead of any of that heavy rain developing where you are. 7-day forecast, we keep the heat and humidity around. That is for sure. Not much is changing there. But again, lower rain chances the next couple of days. Okay, before I leave you, again, we have a flash flood watch in effect through tonight or until the rain passes. We have a flash flood warning that includes Lancaster County and parts of southeastern Dauphin County, southwestern Lebanon County. We are getting a report of possibly 4 or 5 inches of rain in the Mountjoy area. So again, this little cluster right here that's starting to light up on our accumulated rainfall map is likely where there is some flash flooding ongoing. So I'm going to zoom in again to that area. This is the area of concern through Manheim, Mountjoy, Salunga, so that includes 283. 283 ends up having a lot of low points through that area. If you encountered some high water on any area of roadways, best course of action is to stop and change your path. Do not try to drive through any of that standing water. You will stall out, you will get stuck, and then someone has to come to your safety. So again, these are the areas to be concerned about. Mountjoy in particular to the east of E-Town, south of Manheim. If we have any more updates, I will be sure to pass them along. Thank you for watching this radar update. We'll be back with more as needed. Take care.